Welcome to another episode of 3rd and 3 with Coach Roger Holmes. I'm Jason Holcomb, joined as always by the coach. Coach, another big win for the Irish, so we're putting ourselves in position to hopefully make a playoff appearance again. I know for you, you had to feel happy with the offensive production, got some turnovers from the defense. Tell me real quick what it meant to you to see the guys step up in such a big way.
Jay, our offensive line really played well the other night. It was obvious with our rushing as we ran for over 400 yards. A huge night and accomplishment for the line, along with JT Wright, as he broke the 1,000-yard barrier as a rusher last Friday night, ran for over 200 yards. Clay Ashley was having a phenomenal game and got a little banged up there, and we held him out in the second half. But offensively played much better. Defensively, probably our most physical night of the year. Created a couple of turnovers, one huge interception there by Malachi O'Neal. And we did well in the kicking game. John Potter knocked down a field goal for us, as well as extra points, kickoffs, and handled the punting duties. So all in all, great night. Now it's time to move on.
It sure is, and we can't wait to move on. But before we move on, we need to check out our Optim Player of the Week. All right, Coach, you just talked about Malachi and that big interception. Turnovers played a big factor in that game. Talk about what he meant to you to come in that substitution situation.
Well, you know, he'd worked all week as a starter at running back, and JT Wright was a little tweaked from the week before, but he was able to go. And Malachi, though, then had to step in during the second half when Clay Ashley came out, and he just did a phenomenal job with his execution and his blocking and his effort. Graded out 100% on effort, graded out 100% on his assignments. Execution was in the 90s. He was our highest grader of the week. Started, played the whole game defensively, did a great job, and had a great pick for us over there. So for a sophomore to be player of the game, I think that's pretty huge. But, you know, his preparation through the week, I think, is what allowed him to be in that role.
I love it, and you're not going to meet a finer young man. He and his little brother, both fantastic young people. Want to thank all the folks at Optim for giving us the chance to celebrate Malachi and all the players of the week this year. We're hoping we're going to have a handful more weeks of player of the week to get to celebrate over this next little while. But, Coach, before we talk about any of that, we have to talk about Montgomery County. And they've got a quarterback, they've got a receiver, they've got some hard players. They've been playing lights out all season. Tell me, what do we have to do to come away with a win?
Well, we've got to find a way defensively to slow them down. You know, they're putting up over 30 points a game. They've got a great quarterback who throws the ball real well. They've got a Division I prospect at wide receiver. They've got a state weightlifting champion at quarterback, a state weightlifting champion at running back, and number 3, Denmark, who does so much for them. He starts as running back. I think he was second in the state last year in the 100 meters. They've got another young man, number 1, that can absolutely fly. So finding a way to slow them down on offense is probably going to be the first key. Eliminating any type of turnovers and penalties will be huge for us offensively. And obviously, like any other game, got to find a way to win the kicking game. And, you know, they're a good football team, and there's a lot riding on this football game. I think scenario-wise, there's a game Thursday night, which has a lot of implications. Wilcox County plays Truton County. Wilcox will certainly be a heavy favorite, but upsets happen all the time. If Truton can find a way to win, we beat Montgomery, we'll be the region champ.
Wow.
If we beat Montgomery, we'll finish number 2 in the region and be able to host a home playoff game. If we lose to Montgomery, we're out unless Johnson County or Dooley County lose their game. So very possibly, in the way we look at it, it's really win and you're in, lose and you're out. So it's a playoff game for us starting this week.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, it's been a wild ride this year, but we could definitely end the regular season on a high note for a couple of reasons. Besides qualifying for the playoffs, also giving us a chance to celebrate 12 fine young men, our 12 seniors. We'll be honoring them during the game, so we definitely want y'all to come out. and celebrate these young men. They've worked so hard for 4 years. They've got a state championship ring on their hand to leave with us. I know they've meant a lot to you this year, Coach, and across the last 4 years. Talk about those seniors and what they mean to you.
Well, pretty special group. You know, they fell a little bit short of what our goal was, obviously, starting the season, or we have to this point. Again, mathematically, we had the chance, but they've been a part of 3 straight region championships and gone through some growing pains this year, but I really feel like that they can hold their heads high because they've continued to come back each week and compete, and then that is the most important thing, is how you respond when you face adversity, because those are life lessons, Jay, that we're all going to get faced with as we continue to grow older.
Yes, we are, every single day. And we've got one more competition, though, Coach. We got a mustache matchup before we call it a day.
Let's go.
All right, Coach. Still trying to keep with the baseball, hoping that the Braves are going to finish things off tonight and bring home another world championship to Atlanta. Would be fantastic. But before we do that, let's go ahead and go to our matchup. Tonight's matchup, we're going to have Catfish Hunter.
Oh, yes.
Fancy pitcher there. And he's going to be going up against a legend right there in the mustache world. That's Raleigh Fingers. So, Coach, who you got this week?
I don't think I could represent Raleigh Fingers' mustache, but the amount of work and effort it took to make that thing happen, I'm going to go ahead and go with Raleigh.
I hear you. I'd be doing the same thing. And don't forget, it's No Shave November and Movember, so it's grow your mustache out. Unfortunately, I'm a little follically challenged in the facial area, so there won't be much in the way of facial hair growing on me, but I encourage y'all to participate. It's all for a good cause. Another good cause is happening out here at Shamrock Bowl. It's senior night. It's a region playoff, potentially region championship matchup. I want you guys to come out and support these young men for all that they've done all season long. Let's pack the bowl. Let's show them what we've got. And don't forget that this is 3rd and 3 with Coach Roger Holmes.